cameras on, microphone on, sexy voice activated like what it do. This is the Michael versus Marvelous podcast, episode 1 for 2 recap on a Jordan and Bulls last dance documentary. Before we get into tonight's episode, you guys can do me a big favor, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell button so whenever I put out content, you can be the first to get into it. But and let's go. I said the little intro is this is episode 142, Michael vs. Marvelous podcast. We're digging deep. Basically, this is about The Last Dance. I did a couple videos, all that in the description below. Last night episode was a really good one for me in so many ways. And why I say that is because the first couple episodes was good, and I'm not just saying that because they paid a tribute to Kobe Bryant, RIP to Kobe Bryant. But what made the episodes stand out a lot to me, and it's like I said, as you watch the video, if you listen to the podcast, watch the podcast, I'm going to get into that. I'm kind of going to bounce around, kind of like how the documentary does, because I start off with what I really don't too much like. Oh yeah, y'all know what it is, Mr. Red Cup. What's in it? Some flavor, some good flavor. Woo. So it starts off with Kobe Bryant talking, and that was already a sad one for me because I already knew that before he even passed away, I was like, oh, I want to know what Kobe Bryant wanted to say about this when they interview him. Just the way that ESPN set up the little trailer. But just knowing that he's no longer here with us, and that when that dropped, and just to touch on their bond, Jordan and Kobe Bryant bond was like no other. Like, and we all didn't know that, and that's why I was saying to my brother last night when we was in our little party chat, I was saying that people got to stop comparing Kobe, LeBron, and Jordan together, because deep down inside they all rock with each other. Let me say that again. Look directly at me. They all rock with each other, but it's like, okay, they always pair us against each other. So it's kind of like if you watch wrestling, the KB. It's like you can't break character. So like they can't be seen with each other unless they're playing with each other. Like only time you will see LeBron and Kobe bond with each other is because they was in the USA team. And when Kobe played for the Lakers, Kobe can do that because Kobe was no longer playing. Just like with Jordan and Kobe bond in their relationship. We didn't see that because they're both millionaires. They both got gyms in their homes. They fly to each other's crib and practice right there. There's no one in there but the people that's in their homes. Their wives, their kids, that etc. They're the people that's with them. So seeing that and knowing how, like seeing Jordan cry at the memorial, seeing all that, it let me know that these three guys don't have beef with each other. It's just that they can't just publicly be out like, oh, LeBron can't just be like, oh, I was just at Jordan crib getting up shots. Oh, I just was talking to Jordan. Ain't gonna be like, oh, I was talking to LeBron. Jordan owns the Charlotte Hornets. Like, LeBron plays the Hornets, and for years LeBron destroyed the Charlotte Bobcats with the team that Jordan owns. So of course Jordan's not gonna be publicly hanging out with him, letting the world know how much he admire his game. He's gotta play the role like a villain, like in wrestling. I can't rock with Buddy in the public eye because people are gonna lose their mind, lose their shit. Excuse my French, gonna lose their mind if they see these two together. So yes, to see that last night, it touched my heart in so many ways because Kobe said, when people say you could beat Jordan 101, he says it. I don't get the 5 rings. I don't become who I am if it wasn't for him. Right there, that touched my heart in every way because this man's no longer with us, but he's speaking of how much Jordan, he's the reason he's where he's at, is because of Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just love this documentary. Of course, it takes me all over the place. It takes me here, it takes me there, it takes me all over the place. But this episode was the first time I seen Michael Jordan show a softer side, like besides him crying at Kobe Memorial, like him letting the world know that when he was dealing with the pressure that it got to him. And when I seen that, I said there was no social media when Jordan was playing. LeBron had social media. Kobe had social media kind of towards, and he still was in his prime. But when Kobe was doing his thing, there wasn't no social media. Kobe was the man. We was watching Kobe on NBC when the Lakers was whooping butt. There wasn't really no, it was an internet, NBA.com. We had to do the dial-up. I mean, I can date us the dial-up. I mean, but for the most part, we did not have the social media. So if Jordan shot 3 for 18, Jordan shot 2 for 14, there wasn't nobody ripping him to parts. But when he had the gambling stuff, that's what I'm sliding. See, I'm sliding in, staying on topic, sliding in with the gambling. He couldn't handle the adversity. It was too much for him. And then when he says the Republican buy sneakers too, like a lot of comments that Jordan said back in the day, it was just in the paper. For those people like me and my brothers and my sisters, we all lived in Minnesota. We weren't getting the Chicago Tribune. We was getting the Pioneer Press and the Star Tribune. We wasn't getting what was going on in Chicago unless it was a national news. Let's say we put Jordan right now in 2020, he balling, and he go gambling, and he go do this. It's all over the place. There's somebody would have snapped a photo of this man at the casino gambling. So it's like Jordan was talking about the gambling and about all the stuff that was going on, all about the shady people he was with, and it just made me think like, now think about what these stars go. LeBron, think about what Zion Williamson, think about what Jason Tatum, think about Lonzo Ball, think about Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, the list goes on and on about how these players are under a microscope. Karl Anthony Towns, Devin Booker, like every Ja Morant, every move they make, someone's gonna take a picture of it. You feel what I'm saying? Like Joel Embiid and Karl Anthony Towns got a scuffle. But I guarantee you they hang out and still cool with each other. But if you've seen them two in public, someone will make a big deal about it because of its social media world. Like, so yes, Jordan's saying that, showing that sign. It's like, I'm like, man, Jordan's really in this tell all is showing a side of him that we didn't see growing up. Like, I didn't know that the pressure was so hard on this man, and that the media did what they did, that he had his dad speaking for him. He had the late great James Jordan speaking for him. He wasn't talking to the media. He was Marshawn Lynch before Marshawn Lynch. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't saying nothing. And the people that he did talk to was Ahmad Rashad, which was his best friend. That right there, like, everyone trying to compare these two, Jordan and LeBron, and saying like, no, listen to that. No, Jordan is letting us know what's really going on. It's AKA what Jordan is doing. I'm gonna keep it 300. He's literally making it like, hey, y'all need to cool out on LeBron James, because before y'all crucify him and break him down and to build him up and all that, I went through the same stuff. Y'all just didn't see it unless you lived in Chicago. Like, he said he wished he wasn't a role model. I felt that. Like, he's like, I wish I wasn't in this limelight, because every time I do something, it's like he's under a microscope. Literally. Like, if Michael Jordan yelled at a player, he was an evil person. If he did this, like, he's this and that. Like, it was like, bruh. Like, sometimes I sit back and I think, I was like, man, I wish I was living in Chicago when Jordan was playing. I really do. Because living in Minnesota, I seen the scrutiny of Stephon Marbury. I seen the scrutiny of Kevin Garnett. I seen how they crucified the Viking players, Randy Moss. Like, I lived through that because guess what? I was in that state. So, no, there wasn't no social media, but I seen what they was doing because it was always in the paper and it was always on the news. And guess what? If I'm rolling around town, I can see Randy Moss. I can see Kevin Garnett walking downtown Minneapolis. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I can see that. So can't really say I seen what Jordan went through because I wasn't there. But what I seen on TV is just, it was all peaches and cream. I didn't know that deep down inside that the media was breaking him apart, and that they said that he was, how like this book came out and all this and that, which I'm getting that book by the way. So it's just stuff like that, seeing episode 5 and 6, and then how the Dream Team, which lead me to that segment, Dream Team, how that team was so good, they whooped everybody but they didn't want Isaiah Thomas on the team. And all these years, y'all, I literally thought it was Michael Jordan who didn't want this man on the team. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, which was one of his closest friends, Chris Mullin. A lot of these dudes didn't want him on the team, but by it being that the Detroit Pistons and Chicago Bulls had that rivalry, they didn't shake hand, so everybody put it off on Jordan. So for these years, I thought it was all MJ. But no one wanted to play with the a-hole Isaiah Thomas, which is one of the GOAT's point guards. I mean, I'm kind of glad he didn't play, because the Dream Team was amazing. You feel what I'm saying? And it was just like that. This documentary was the first time like I said, talked about the Dream Team, about how Jordan was so motivated by the little things. Like the little things motivated him. Like let's talk about Clyde Drexler. Oh, Clyde Drexler is guarding Jordan. So Jordan would be so easily threatened by other celebrities, other plurals, that he would want to demolish them. Like, this man mentality was like, I'm like, man, it's impeccable, because I need that, where he can be like, oh, so you say he's a good guard. Okay, he plays the same position as me. Bet. I'm about to expose him. I'm about to rip him into parts. I'm about to destroy him. Then I'm going to say he's a good player afterwards, but when it's just because you compared us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the little things where I didn't know those type of things was ticking him. If you said somebody else was great, this man lost his mind and was like, oh, he made it personal. Just like with Jerry Krause, the Weasel said Tony Kukoc was a good player, and Scottie Pippen and Jordan. Scottie always listened to Jordan because that was his man. She's like, let's get this dude. Because Jerry Krause said this, let's show Jerry Krause up. Scottie probably was like, man, I'm really, okay, let's do it. I'm rocking with you. Because he was loyal to MJ. But it's these type of things where I didn't know Michael Jordan operated like that. I didn't know he was so easily threatened by other celebrities and other NBA players. And to segue into that, I didn't know how competitive he was, that's what part of his gambling, that he's super competitive. Like, they're flipping quarters, and Jordan lose all his money, and he constantly trying to keep going, but then after a while, he gets upset because he lost so much money, and the dudes didn't want to compete anymore. This is stuff that I didn't see, and it's like I tweeted this last night, how the documentary takes me all over the place. And I sat back and I was like, shit, that's what I do with people on my podcast. I take them all over the place. But it's like, I understood it. I understood what's going on, and I loved it. But like I said, it just took me around and around and around and around, where I was like, okay, we was just here, then we was here, then we're back here, then we're back here. Okay, we're talking about this, but now we're talking about him getting ready to retire. Now we're talking about the 3P. But I loved it. Like, I literally have said a million one times, there's people that already seen all of it and probably finished it. Kudos to you. More power to you. This man right here, I'm good, dog. This COVID-19, this stay at home order, Sundays is just how I was excited for Game of Thrones. This is how I am when each episode come on. I could have easily, I have a Fire Stick, hacked and all that. I could have easily watched them all. But no, that takes the fun out of it. I can't wait with my beer, with my pizza, whatever I got going on. Phone on do not disturb, send out a couple tweets. Don't really do too much talking because I am focused on this documentary because it's amazing to me. Not only if it's the GOAT. Y'all see, I got the Chicago Bulls hat on. It's Michael Jordan. I'm seeing a side of Michael Jordan that I have never seen, because I seen this methodical warrior, this godlike figure where it's like, damn, he was human too. He was going through it just like everyone else. It wasn't easy for him. Like, he had to wait 7 years before he got his first ring. I mean, it's these type of things, man, where I like this documentary so much that I'm literally have my whiteboard out taking notes the whole entire time. Whole entire time. It's because it is entertaining to me. It takes me on an emotional roller coaster. It also let me see the way that one of the greatest basketball players think, and how he operated, how he got motivated, and how his will to win, how he would never settle. Those type of things are important to me, being a person that being in this podcasting world, is that I need to get more motivation, or motivation like, oh, that podcaster got a good podcast? Oh, and they say he's better than me? Let me wordplay him to death. Let me go destroy him and what he got going on. Like, that was the mentality that was motivating to me. Like, maybe I shouldn't be so calm, and still show people love, but be more like more of a dog when it comes to that, and not try to help everybody win. You feel what I'm saying? So that podcast, that documentary, I mean, it's amazing. I can honestly say it's great. I can't wait till next Sunday for episodes 7 and 8. It's just something that I enjoy. So when it's all done, I can go back and finish watching and not have to feel like I'm in just like podcasting, jot down everything. I can focus and then watch and be like, okay, I don't have to write about this because I already talked about it. I already did this on this. I already did my research. Now I can just watch it as a fan and enjoy it more. But I look forward to every Sunday, 6 p.m. on the West Coast time to 8 p.m. I'm locked in. I love how they gave a big shout out to them shouting out Kobe, stuff like that, and like just the soundtrack. I forgot. Let me touch on that. The soundtrack, both like the last couple of weeks, man, playing the Prince, playing the Nas, and playing I forgot but I remember from the 80s. I forgot, man. It's gonna eat me up. I guarantee you, once I turn the camera off, I'm gonna remember what it is. I already know. But yeah, so I'm like, this is what we needed during the quarantine. I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't knock it for anything, because, like I said, I felt like we needed that. I'm glad they released early. I'm glad that every Sunday I can look forward to knowing that I'm about to see some old footage, find out new stuff about Mike Jordan and how he operated with the Bulls, and just enjoy and be able to watch how great he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was really, really great. A great basketball player. And it's like, man, we gotta give credit when credit is due. I mean, Kobe good, LeBron good, but Jordan, that man was something else, man. He was something else. And I don't know, it's just one of them things where I like being able to talk about it, because I'm a sports head. And I see so many people on social media with all their narratives and all this and that, and I'm like, bruh, I know all about this game, but I'm not about to sit up here and give myself, stress myself out arguing about who's the best and all this and that. All of them are great, because guess what? They're doing something I'm not doing. They're in the NBA. Like, I can't sit up here and be debating about stuff if I'm not getting paid for that. I'm not getting paid for that. I'm not at all. But I want to thank y'all all for watching, listening, all that good stuff. Like I said, this is a Michael vs. Marvelous podcast, episode 142. I'll name it later, because I don't even know what to call it. But I had a good time recording this. I had a good time watching the documentaries. I'm doing more stuff like this on my podcast and on this YouTube, which is right there for those who can't see it. And for those that's listening, y'all know what it is. It's a Michael vs. Marvelous podcast. Gotta do my shout outs. Shout out to Regular Mom 007. Shout out to Shop El Zora. Who else am I forgetting? True Love Light Podcast. Make sure you guys go check that out on Anchor and Spotify. I have to hit her up and see what's that. K with the Pop. Single social social worker project. I think I'm messing up. SDK Photographs, Sam's Designs, Disney in the Cities. Who else am I forgetting? Keeping Tabs with Tabs podcast coming soon. Michael vs. Marvel's podcast, of course. The LOFM brand. I miss saying the LOFM podcast. Oh, I miss it. Who else am I forgetting? I'm forgetting somebody. I know it. It's on the tip of my. I'm going to forget it as soon as I stop. Who else? But like I said, blaming them on my mind, not my heart.